So hello everyone, I am AZ. Obviously, I am the owner of this YouTube channel, and this video is going to be spoken in English because it is going to be spoken to the whole world. So I want to talk a little bit about my experience, who my teacher is, and my experience with this teacher. So in a lot of my videos, I mentioned that I had a teacher who taught me all the method that I used in my teaching. So I never take the full credit of, okay, this is something I invented. I always said something like, okay, I was taught, I can do it this way. So about a month ago, I went to Costa Rica. I said to my fans that I went to Costa Rica for a very special training. I didn't mention who this person is, who is my teacher. And now I'm back at where I am with all the different new skills and new energy, new powers. A lot of people actually notice the change of AZ, the person, and want to ask, who actually is your teacher? So today, I actually talked to my teacher's team, and we reached to a decision that I am going to really tell you where I get my information from and who my teacher is. So my teacher is a spiritual teacher. She's very famous, and also her reputation can be both positive and negative. Her name is Teal Swan. She is my main teacher who taught me the skills how to be a healer. I'm saying that she is my main inspirations. Most of the method that I use, I actually learned from her. So everybody are spiritually gifted. So I, just like everyone else, is gifted in our own special way, you know. So I have some innate born ability, but Teal is the person who taught me how to use some method and get into my power. And she's the one who made a lot of free material. When I didn't have a dime, I didn't know who to turn to. I actually learned a lot from her free video first. So earlier videos, which is in Chinese, I mentioned that I learned a code first. So what I learned is the Golden Dawn rituals and all the Western occult. I didn't feel that they're truly connected to my spirituality, my sources. They are somehow connected to my innate abilities, but I didn't find them deep enough, and also it's not human enough. A lot of the issue we are having on this earth right now is about humanity, about our experience with being a human, the emotional traumas, and that actually determined how our life is, and it actually caused most of our sufferings. So Teal is the first, and I want to say the only teacher that actually helped me dig deep into my humanity and deal with my emotional suffering. I get so much meditations from her free materials, and she truly was a inspiration and still is my major inspiration for me to do a better work as a healer, as someone who has a spiritual platform to give free materials, and free materials in depth. A lot of her free videos are deeper than some of the paid courses I get from other teachers, you know. So I admire her greatly, and my job right now is to provide a lot of free material and sometimes commit to a one-on-one session on clients who wants to find my material valuable. So I wanted to share with you that because most of my material is Chinese, if you want to know a quote-unquote original version, it's actually from Teal Swan. So this is my honest sharing. And this video is going to be a little bit long. I would explain to you guys why I did the things I do. And I know, and now I feel it is a perfect time to set the record straight. And I think that by posting and by sharing with you my teacher, some of you who watch my videos, who is very great at English, is able to track the source of where some of my information come from. And so that you do not have to like rely on me on that. It's never my intention to hold you just close and to control you that saying that, okay, I am the source of the material. No, my intention is to sharing useful spiritual or mental psychological techniques that can help us grow as a person. So if some of you who watch this video have great capacity of understanding English language, you are very welcome to go for the source. So the name is Teal Swan. And I also wanted to tell you, I didn't share this information at the beginning because I did have a lot of concern. So the later part of this video, and I am going to share you my personal experience with Teal Swan. So I got to know her in a more closer um, distance. So I'm not someone who just watches her and judges her from her videos. I actually went to her events and went to one of her training to get to meet her. I didn't share the fact that she's my main teacher is because over the years there were a lot of backlashes about her as a person, as a spiritual leader, and most of them, I can guarantee you, are unfair. They are not really fair. But I cannot ignore the fact there is a lot of backlash about her. So I worried that if I shared her name at the very beginning, some people will not listen to me because when they Google up Teal Swan, they will find all the bad information about her. And I noticed that there is not enough people who stand up for her, speak up for the truth about her. So I decided to talk to you guys about my honest feeling at this current moment about she as a person, as a spiritual teacher. I know it's getting very slow into this topic, but bear with me. I started to follow Teal at 2015. Okay, that's my first start to begin awaken my spirituality. I was still studying occult, but I started to get to know a little bit about the deeper truth. And during that time, I already start to notice that a lot of people does not like her. Okay, I had my doubt too. During that time, I remember there is a Indian guru, and he had a female disciple. She basically made a video to attack Teal about saying she is a plagiarizer. She plagiarized her guru's technique. Okay, I think that during that time, Teal just published her book, The Completion Process, which was the training that I went through to be a completion process facilitator. And she basically said something like, okay, Teal steal all the information from my guru, and Teal is someone who has some knowledge, but not a complete knowledge, and she is a very dangerous person, and giving out a lot of spiritual BS. So this is what this disciple of the guru said about Teal. So this is the first time I noticed a backlash on Teal. And then after some of the research, I find that it's just completely false. The things that Teal come up with, the completion process, is a regression type of therapy, but material that provided by that guru is something entirely different. So I find that that claim was false. Okay, so after a few years, I guess there are some newspaper or some publishing institutions said that Teal is someone who teaches people to die, or who ask their students to die, you know, and it was a shock to me. And then I found that why they made this claim, because Teal actually had a video about suicide, your reset button, and I actually watched that video. I can tell you with my whole heart, she does not teach stats. What she taught is that, in that video, what she taught is that if you are truly suicidal, there is a technique you can use to visualize that you actually committed suicide, and you went out of your body and you watches everything, and you find that your problem isn't solved by suicide, and there is consequences of suicide that you probably you don't really want to face. Okay, so what she taught is the opposite of death. What she taught is that you experience death first. You try to experience death, and you will find that death didn't solve your problem. This is my understanding. If I remember correctly, this is what my understanding is. So I watched exactly the same video. I reached to a complete different conclusion of going to die, but to live, you know. And I firmly believe the intention of her teaching suicidal visualization is not to ask people to die. Okay, so I start to notice that there is a lot of misunderstanding of her material, and I feel like it's almost like some people are purposely doing this to twist her public image. I used to Google her up, and I did find a lot of negative things said about her, and she's frequently painted as a cult leader. You know, this was a red flag for me, and honestly, I would be very honest with you. I had my doubt too, because over the years she has just become like controversial all the time, and also about the Deep End documentary. It's almost like the whole media is trying to paint her into an active person, an active spiritual teacher, a bad example. And that is the reason I didn't share with you who my teacher is, because I worried that if you guys Google her up, you just would find untrue, negative comments about her, and you want to step away from her material and my sharing, so you miss the point, you know. But after my experience, my close experience with Teal, I decided that it is a risk that's worth taking, you know. It's a risk that's worth taking. I'm going to share with you. I I love her. I like her material and experienced her as a real person. She's nothing like what the media painted her as. Instead, I see a very real and authentic person, just like what I want to be. So I wanted to let you guys know that a lot of times when we find a spiritual teacher, we want to project a perfect image onto this teacher. If the teacher does not fit into this perfect image, we would start to have some bad opinion, and we would think that, okay, the teacher is not a good teacher. The teacher is a fake. But I actually want to see the opposite, and I see it from Teal, is that she is a person, but also a spiritual teacher and a spiritual being. We can actually hold both places in one body. We can actually be enlightened and be human at the same time, and she demonstrated it perfectly. She is someone who is very real. She does not hide her emotion. She does not suppress anything. She expresses herself very well. She does not pretend to be someone she's not. And this is exactly why I like her instead of judging her. And I try my best to be as authentic as a person at the same time as a spiritual teacher or sharer. So I think that a lot of things that people don't like her is exactly the why I like her, is she being real and being really there. And a lot of people said that she's a cult leader. From my experience, most of the cult leader will not allow other people to challenge them. There will be a very strong authoritative energy in a negative way, a very controlling. It will not allow challenge. But the thing is that during her training, my experience her, we as students are all very welcome to challenge her. People fight her all the time, She never made a rule that you cannot fight her. But when you fight her, most of the time we are actually dealing with some of our own shadows. We are not ready to face them, so we find a need to defend ourselves. And she would continue to break it through with you. She would challenge you back. So there was a very, I would say, a healthy debate, a healthy fight. And I really enjoyed watching it. And actually, I had one with her. And the intention of her fighting back with you is not to control you or put you into the submissive place that you can only listen to me. What I experienced is that she was really there trying to nail your negative or limited belief about yourself, to help you to see your own shadow. Really, the intention is different. I feel there's energetic different and a different intention with this debate, So what I said is that she actually allows you to fight her, but she would also fight back to actually help you. So it's a very different dynamic with what's happening in the cult, with everybody just like worship a guru or saying, or view whatever the guru says is truth. There is actually interactions. She mentioned that her postures can be really bad when she doing a session or doing a event. She does not worry too much about his sitting postures, okay? Because she wants to be real. And then you can see that from her training, with this close distance training, you can see that she really doesn't care about how you view her, And I just think that's very lovely and very adorable and very rare, because most of the spirit teachers wanted to just always sit in these postures and speak in a certain tone. They almost have this persona over there, and I didn't see that from Teal. So I think that my mind might work in the opposite direction with a lot of people here. Most people want to see someone as perfect, so that they can project their own power onto them. But Teal did the opposite. She just basically is as human as possible. I would say that she would like scratch her skin like during a conversation with you to share you whatever is going on. Sometimes you can see that she is not like completely physically comfortable, but she never make any effort to hide it. And I just love how real she is. And I want to also mention that my experience with her when we are in the training, the environment, the space she holds for us is very safe. Okay, she actually picked a lot of like volunteer who can be so emotionally safe with you and be so emotionally present with you, so that when we share our deepest trauma, at least for myself, I felt very safe and accompanied. And the whole time there was someone who present with me. It was never something that's described in a video, in a deep end documentary. It's just complete opposite. I felt completely supported and helped and protected. By making this video, I want to say that my experience with Teal Swan is a very wonderful experience. And I also had some personal interaction with her. She is very human in person, okay, but also very psychic and very, very alert and sensitive with human shadows, with the path she's working on, the integration path, the shadow work path, she can point out your blind spot almost immediately. But at the same time, when you interact with her as a human to human, when you interact with her as an equal, I view her as an equal, as an inspiration, as a teacher, but also at a basic level as an equal. She is able to hold a fair and an equal conversation with you. Unlike a lot of spiritual teachers, they can only have a relationship that's up to down relationship with you, but she can hold a equal conversation with you. So I remember, because I am originally, I was born in China. I am originally from China. So I bought a crystal for her as a gift and asked her if she likes it. And then she said she really likes it. And she said she likes everything that she received. And then she also asked me if she were to visit China, would I show her around? So we are able to actually hold a very friendly, in-person, human-to-human conversation. It's not all about spirituality. It's not all about you are the teacher, I am the student. It can be about human relationship, And also with her, she actually helped me greatly with a partword section that she actually brought back my essence, from the universe, like a starseed soul, back to my body. And we had a very strong, almost like a walk-in experience with a bigger part of my soul, which is amazing. So from my experience with her, I have only like positive things to say about her. And the thing a lot of people view as negative, what I view is that's being human, that's being authentic. I didn't see her as this perfect goddess, So I didn't give out my power away to her. So that is why we can have an equal conversation, A lot of times it is the student who willingly give away their power when the teacher didn't even ask for that. And then when the student wake up from the fact that she did give away the power to the teacher, and the student became angry, there's a lot of projection, They were stripped away from their power once back in maybe their childhood. So they actually use this projection on the teacher when the teacher did not have the intention to do so. As you may notice, that English is not my native language, and I am trying my best to express everything that I felt about Teal as a person. So I hope this video can make some impact and change some minds. So this video is actually me coming out as someone who supports Teal and her work, and admit that some of my material is the original source is her. Her material really helped me to be a more whole person, to face my reality. A lot of spiritual teachers are not teaching you to face your reality. They teach you to escape from your reality, or just to try to change your reality without actually acknowledging it. But she actually is someone who taught me to really face my reality. And I completely agree with her that only by facing the reality, we are standing in the power and having the ability to change everything. So her material helped me to ground as a person and to become this complete being that is multidimensional, this both spiritual and human at the same time, and to walk the path of integration. Give her full credit. And I enjoyed her as a person in close distance. And she is nothing like, in my opinion, she's nothing like what the media painted her into. So if you're interested in her material, do check her out. Do watch her free video first to see if you feel resonance. And also you can go to her website to buy her books. She has audiobooks too on Amazon's, and she has her own platforms, which she has more courses and materials in much more depth. Please do check her out if you're comfortable with using English. And if you do find some negative comments about her, I trust you would judge with your own discretion. And I am just here to share with you guys my current opinion about her material. At the end of the day, you have to make your own judgment. Okay, so some of you watching this video might be my long-term fans. If you like my material, I think you would like her material, because basically they are 80% matches each other's. The other 20% is my own like musical and my personal gift. The other 20% is that, and she has her own personal gift too, which is different from mine. So that's it about this video. And I think I've said most of what I want to say.